Hello, welcome back to another empowerment training section. In today's edition, we shall be talking about how to make an alcohol-based perfume. My name remains Prince Yemi Kasali, and please, if you are yet to subscribe to our YouTube channel, please do. Also, if you are yet to follow us on Facebook, kindly do so. In today's edition, like I said, we are going to be treating how to make an alcohol-based perfume. We only need two things. We need fragrance and we need methanol. So these are the two things that we need. For 2 liters of perf, we need only 1 liter of fragrance and 1 liter of methanol. What we are saying is let it be ratio 1:1. So if you are adding fragrance of 500 milliliters, make sure methanol is 500 milliliters. The work of methanol is for your perf to circulate fast, to evaporate, to move into the air. That is why you see most perf stays in a particular room after you leave the room. Meaning, when you get to a particular room, the methanol turns the essential oil, the fragrance, into a gaseous state. It diffuses fast. So you already have it in the atmosphere, in the air. So when you leave that environment, you still have that perf in that particular place because already the methanol had made the perf goes into the air. So that's the reason why we always have methanol mixed with our fragrance so that it can move fast. But the major issue here is how to decide your fragrance, how to choose your fragrance, because you want a distinct smell. So it is now for you to study and know how to mix perfume. In order to know or to understand how perfume works, you need to know the classes and the types of perf. We have the top notes, we have the middle notes, and we have the bottom note. From my own research, I think the top note is the one that moves faster. It's the ones that smells very fast. It diffuses into the air very fast, while the middle note is a little bit reserved. Then we have the bottom note, which lasts very long. In a normal ratio, you can put it like 2:1:2. That means the top note will be much because it's the one that goes into the hair, is the one that moves faster, everybody receive. Then we have the middle note, who stays a little bit in between. Then we have the bottom note, which lasts longer. So the bottom and the top might be in ratio 2, while the middle one might be in ratio 1. So the top notes are mostly extracted from citrus, aromatic. Then we have the middle notes, which are floral, green, or fruity, the spicy. Then we have the bottom note, which is the wood and the herbal. The bottom note smells greatest, like it lasts longer, but it's not very attractive. It smelling like wool or smelling like forest will not be something great. So that is why we need to add more to it. Otherwise, anybody could have chosen the bottom since it's gonna be there for life. For long. So why don't we just use it? So, but the smell is not always very attractive. So that is why we mix them, because we might not be using the bottom notes if not that they last longer. So when we mix everything together, it brings another unique scent and it makes it have the 3 qualification. That means you still smell it long after, and it will also move faster into the air, and at least there is always one of middle. So that is why we need to study our perfume closely, how perfume are being mixed before going into the business. That doesn't mean if you mix your perfume with alcohol or oil, you're not going to sell. But if you really want to make something professional, something great, then you need to study at least a little bit of how perfumes are always added and the kinds and characteristics of perfumes. Let's go into the practical, and before we do that, if you're yet to subscribe to our channel, please do, and if you're yet to follow us on Facebook also, please do. Let's go into the practical aspects of preparing an alcohol-based perfume. Like we said, we only have few ingredients. We have our perfume. These are 3 types of perfume that we'll be mixing together, and we have our methanol. So we need to measure our perfume, combinations of our perfume, into the container, and we stir before adding our methanol. So that's the first one. We are adding the first kind of perfume, I keep watching as I'm adding in order to have a good combination. The first two will be added in a little form. There is one which is the base. Base are very strong perf. Then we have the middle, we have the top, but I'll be adding the three together at random. But if you're going into this for business, you should be careful of what you're doing. You should need to study the addition of perf, the base, the top, the head, which is the top, then the medium, which is the heart of the perf. You need to study all these things carefully before going into the business properly. That doesn't mean you cannot produce perf, but if you really want to be a professional at this, then that means you need to go further than that, just to know how to combine your perf to have good results. So those are our perf, and we've already added them into the container. So I mix them. I shake them in order to have a good mix. Then I'll be adding my methanol into it. I've watched the measurement for this, then I'll add equivalent methanol to it. The exact amount of perf, that means the total perf, the exact amount is what I'm targeting to add. That's our perf. So we already have our perf, and that's all we need for perfume. So after that, we store it into our container. Then we keep it for more than 24 hours, or we can keep them for 48 hours, just for the combination to come together as one and bring an entire different perfume or scent out. So that's how to prepare our perfume.